Hi, Jewel Heist. Kelly Foster here. I am a relatively new Emerald Ambassador from Michigan. I am a full-time teacher and I have 4 children of my own, ages 8 to 22. And so just like the rest of you, I'm a very busy mama. But Lindsay and Julia asked me to chat with you briefly about duplication, which is a privilege for me and an honor to do because truly, I feel like duplication has been a function of my success in this business for sure. So it took me about 2.5 years to go Emerald, and I have seen many people do it much more quickly than me, and I don't feel like I am an especially influential person. I think I had something like 300 Facebook friends when I started out, and so for me, my business has developed organically over time, truly as a function of duplication. I truly believe that. And so when we talk about duplication, we're talking about those systems that are already in place, that people who have gone before us have already kind of ironed out what works well and what does not work so well perhaps, and they have just given us that information, paving the way for our success. And so I talk about this a lot on my team. I truly feel that we're shooting ourselves in the foot by not using those systems that are already developed and are already in place. And on this team, I mean, I truly feel that we are on the best team in Plexus. And so when our uplines hand us a tool or a resource, we should be using it. And so when I think about duplication, I really think about the two different aspects. It's kind of before you sign somebody up, the duplication, and then after you sign somebody up. And so just really quickly, I don't want to spend a lot of time on before you sign somebody up, because I feel like you're going to get that maybe in some of these different trainings. But that send share invite system is legit, and if you're not using it, I just want to direct you to your back office, where you are going to find all of those resources that the diamonds, the amazing men and women who have gone before us and have been so successful, have taken the time to document, to video, to write down, if you will, just to put in place for us so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And so I would invite you to use that when you are reaching out. Third-party validation is everything. Before you utilize third-party validation, it's just you and whoever it is that you're speaking with. And what do I know? What does Kelly know? How is she right? How is she the authority? When I start sharing other people's stories, then I'm taking the burden off of myself. You don't have to take my word for it. Take so-and-so's word for it. And third-party validation is just, it's huge. Don't underestimate the value of third-party validation. And so in that send, share, invite system, you are going to just be utilizing third-party validation. The biggest part that I want to spend most of my time is on after you sign somebody up. And I just think that it's so important that you have systems in place for as your team begins to grow. Resources available to them so that they don't have to wonder, so that they know, okay, what should I be doing? What's first? Sorry, I'm just trying to move this lighting a little bit. What should I do first? What do I do second? We don't want them to guess, and we don't want them to not do the things. Bob Heilig says that you have not successfully recruited somebody until you have gotten them a result, and I believe that with my whole heart. And the duplication, your systems for after you sign somebody up should be geared towards that. And I'm not saying that you have to use my my system, you know, come up with your own, but there need to be, there need to be for sure systems in place for your team, to make sure that they are also working towards that end. And so like it should have the following things on it. It may have others, but and it could be as simple as, on our team we have a Google, a shared Google Drive or location. I'm not techie. I have people who are, and they kind of take care of this for us, but it started out just like on your phone in your notes, and there were 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. Here's what you do when you sign somebody up. You need to add them to a team page. And I really think that this is one of the most critical mistakes that people make, is not adding your new ambassador to a team page. We think that we are doing our new ambassador a favor. We're sparing them from, I don't know what you think you're sparing them from, but it's a huge mistake to not add your new ambassador to a team page, because when you don't, you are robbing them of an education. You are depriving them of resource material that they are privy to as a new ambassador. You're depriving them from community, from third-party validation, from people who are going to be cheering for them and encouraging them. Without that community of support, it's just them taking these products and wondering, hey, am I supposed to feel this crappy? And you're gonna lose them, and you don't want that. So having them on a team page is going to make them feel like they are a part of something, that it's bigger than just them, and that the objective, right, is getting them a result. And so you have to have them on a team page. You're also depriving them. We know that most of us did not sign up, are not signing up to start a business. A few do, but most of us are just signing up because we want to be healthier, happier, what have you. And it's being immersed in this culture, seeing the realness of this opportunity in our team pages, seeing the income earning potential in our team pages, that makes us go, I could do this too. Maybe this is real. And so you add them to a team page regardless of if they want to work the business or not. We're not forcing anybody. We're not saying that they have to work the business, but this is information that they are privy to as an ambassador, and it's not fair to deprive them of that information. So you want to be sending them a schedule of how to take their products. People feel overwhelmed when these come in the mail and they say, how do I take them and when do I take them? They need your help and your direction there. They need a follow-up schedule. In the first month, you're following up every week. They need questions to ask at each of these intervals. Are you going to the bathroom? Are you drinking all your water? Are you getting into a routine with your products? How are you feeling? This is big, because around week 3 or so, they're going to start experiencing detox and die-off symptoms. Well, detox we know can come earlier than that. I teach my team as part of duplication, before you sign somebody up, you have to have a very candid, very frank conversation about what they're going to go through. And you want to kind of set the bar low, because if it's not that bad, then they're going to be great. But if it is, and sometimes it is, then they're not going to be surprised. If you tiptoe and pussyfoot around detox and die-off symptoms because you want to sign them up and you're afraid that they won't, if you tell them that it can feel pretty crappy and pretty cruddy for a while, when they do feel these symptoms, they're going to quit. They're not on a team page, so they don't see this happening to anybody else. They didn't know it's going to happen. They're out of here. You're going to lose them. It is one of the biggest mistakes that I see new ambassadors make. And so your confidence, your body language, your candid conversation with them is going to go a very long way when die-off and detox symptoms are very real. I don't know if I've ever had anybody who did not have some degree or some level of symptoms. And when they do, and you follow up with them and they're like, yeah, I have headaches. You're like, told ya, see, that means your products are working. Good job, you've got this, girl, keep on going. Are you taking all your water? And so that's a really important conversation to have. Okay, other systems for after you have signed people up. Okay, so we talked about adding them to a team page. Okay, this is a big one. And I think this is another really big mistake that people make. But here's the first 7 things you do once you sign somebody up. You invite them to share. And I know that most of us are like, well, no, they don't want to work the business. No, I'm not going to invite them to share. Shame on us. It's a missed opportunity. And, when people sign up with you, they've spent their money. They have hope. They're excited. They are anticipating improved health and happiness. And that's when you invite them to share. And it's not about starting a business. It's something as simple as this. Mary, I'm so excited for you to get your products. I am so excited for your improved health and happiness. Would you be willing to share briefly on Facebook? There are so many people who are praying for what we have, who are suffering silently. Would you be willing just to share a quick pink drink selfie on Facebook? I'll give you 2 or 3 sentences that you can share right along with that post. You can tag me in it, and then when your friends or family inquire, I will do all of the heavy lifting for you. I'll take all the burden off of you. And so they don't feel like they are starting a business it's a very non-threatening way to approach it. And they're either going to say, yes, I will, or they're going to say no. But if you don't ask them, they're not going to do it. And so even if they say no, you've planted a seed, you've given them something to ponder. And sometimes they say yes, like I said, and sometimes they say no. And when they do post that pink drink selfie, you're going to give them this verbiage as well, because people have FOMO. They want to know what their friend is drinking. They want to know what is in that pink drink, and they're going to ask. And so your new ambassador is just going to reply very, easily, I'm going to private message you, because they're brand new. They don't know, right? And that's okay. So they're just going to let them know they're going to private message them. And then in that private message, they're going to add you, themselves, and the person who's inquiring. And they're going to introduce you and just say, and you're going to give them all of this verbiage. They're going to say, this is my friend Kelly. I'm still learning. And she's so happy to meet you and to answer all of your questions. And then I'm going to say, yes, of course I am. And I'm going to answer the questions. And it's going to serve multiple purposes, because we're answering questions for whoever it is that's inquiring. And my new ambassador is going to learn by virtue of just being a part of that conversation and listening. All right, so you invite them to share early when they're excited and when they are hopeful. And okay, so I think those are like the most critical systems that I want to make sure you have just documented to hand to your new ambassador and say, here are the things that you need to do, and they will be thankful for that. The other thing that you need to be duplicating is having opportunities. Opportunities to learn the duplication. And so that might be Zoom calls. On our team, we do them fairly regularly. And sometimes there's only one person there, and sometimes it's the same person there, and sometimes there's more. But it takes us hearing the same information multiple times for it to become permanent. And so you just need to be creating lots of opportunities for people to learn this duplication. Zoom calls, events, get-togethers, dinners with your team, whatever the case may be. Super Saturday, convention, any opportunity that you can find to get your people together to hear. They're going to hear the same message, but maybe in a slightly different way. And at some point, at one point it's going to sink in and become real for them. So be creating lots of opportunities. And the final thing that I want to talk about is doing the duplication. So as a leader, you may have heard more is caught than taught, and I can't say enough about that. It's the real deal. In the teaching world, we talk about show, don't tell. You know, it's just a real thing. And so I can be saying all the things, but if I'm not doing them, my team's not going to do them. And I even tell my team, you know, I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not doing myself. So they will see me doing live videos, which I don't necessarily love doing, but we know that leaders do scary things because it helps us to grow. And so I'm not going to ask them to do a live video if I'm not doing them myself. They see me reading lots of books and talking about what I'm learning on my team page. Leaders are readers. And so they see me, you know, what book I'm reading, what I'm learning from this book. And they see me doing the duplication steps. When I add a new ambassador, I'm adding them to the team page. I'm welcoming them on our team page. And so that's the last thing that I really wanted to talk about, because I think I'm a little bit over time. But I hope that I have added value. I hope that you can take something from this. Hope that you will just, if nothing else, realize that duplication is really, really, really important in your business. And hope that you have an amazing rest of your summer. Happy August. And I will see you guys around. See you later, Jewel Heist. Bye.